Hey, I'd like to now introduce Nan Carney-DeBord come up with some comments. So Nan, please.
The only reason Jibo was the best man in our wedding is because we agreed to get married on his birthday and have chocolate cake with the wedding cake. So, you know, it was pretty good. I agree with, wow, what an incredible, it's a tough act to follow up here, but Coach Hill, I agree. On many instances, the best thing that happened in Big Red football for me was my life's partner, Jack, and sharing the athletic experience at Denison as well as the academic experience, and also having Coach Piper in class. I have a couple, I'll be really brief, but Coach Piper taught a football class for women, yeah, for credit. Yeah, and I needed that to graduate. I married up, I married smart, yeah, but yeah, so I took the class, I passed it, yeah, and but the funniest part is he made all the women in the class wear the stinky gear. Now, you know, I have 2 sons and I know stink, but this is stink. And we were not privileged like we are now with all the equipment managers and everything like this. I mean, this was right from the locker room. And let me just say that men's football equipment do not fit women, does not fit women. But he made us hit, he made us run, and we had to wear the costume. So I thank your father for all of that. Another great, probably my greatest story I told David earlier is something that the current student athletes would really not be able to understand, and that is the women of that time shared the varsity locker room with the general public. So the women athletes and the general public shared the same locker room. So my locker, and you know, at the time, I was just thrilled to have laundry washed. I could care less where my locker was, but my locker just so happened to be next to someone named Mike Piper. And I was like, no, that's an interesting name, you know. And I met her actually before I met Coach Piper. And I was wondering, you know, who this person was. So my first year, we would come in. She was coming in for her workout. We'd talk, and I would go to practice. She would go for her workout. We'd finish, we'd meet again. How was practice? Good. How was your workout? Who is this person? By my fourth year, we had become friends. And while we have progressed in every aspect of the word, nothing was as progressive as the lessons I learned from Mike Piper. So I thank you for that really incredible experience. I spoke to the golfers earlier today, and I said one of my favorite quotes is, it's not the honor you take with, but the heritage you leave behind. And yes, that was a quote by Branch Rickey. And yes, I do like baseball. And yes, he was a graduate of that dark side institution somewhere north of, or west of here. I think it's west. I'm not sure. I don't remember anymore. But that's what Keith Piper did for Denison. I can't tell you how excited we have been for this event. And to hear all of the stories and to get all of the emails and down to the last detail and emailing Paul and emailing David at the last minute, you know, do we want buffet or do we want red tablecloths? But it was really exciting to just be a part of this because I felt that it was a part of my heritage. As Rich said, the alumni and friends of Denison football are integral in the success of the program. We have a national profile as an institution, and we need everyone's help in identifying the talent, sending names, communicating the Denison message. And we appreciate those contributions of all times. And I also would like to compliment all of the people that made tonight happen. My X factor in crime in the back is Craig Hicks. He does it all. So thank you, Craig. Two people that welcomed you as you came in were Kathy Harvey and Jeannie Matson. Thank you so much. You worked so hard for this. And of course, Steve Crawford. You do magnificent work, and I appreciate all of your help always. So thank you, Steve. It is also just incredible to have our new president here tonight. Dr. Weinberg, our first conversation, several conversations, but when he told me of his experience of playing ice hockey at a Division III institution and how impacting it was to his life and how he transferred what he learned through sport to life skills, I was like, okay, he gets it, and he's not afraid of athletics. He's really kind of like excited about it. And so I was a little nervous at first because I didn't think he was so excited yet. And then all he has done, he's spoken to every single coach. The first initiative is he asked to walk the fields, and coaches, he met the football team in the preseason. They all were on one knee as he spoke, and I watched every one of their eyes, and they did not move. And I have not experienced that before. We have a leader, and I'm so excited about having Adam and Ann at the helm at Denison. As you could also see, I'm sitting at kind of a prestigious table because we have a wonderful vice president in Julie Hout. Our direct report is our provost, Kim Copeland, and her husband, Rick. And in her 40th year, you may remember Associate Director of Athletics, Lynn Schweizer. And she just tapped my shoulder as everyone spoke of Keith, and she said, don't forget to tell them that Keith also took time out of practice to tutor his players when they needed it. He tutored. He was a teacher first. I said, I got it. So thank you, Lynn. Like Rich and Paul had mentioned, we've had a lot of conversation. And I don't know two people who have been more motivated and inspirational than Rich Siles and Paul Hilbert. So I would like to take this time to acknowledge both of them. And as everyone had also said, David's contributions, wow. Writing a book is an incredible feat. Editing a book is an incredible feat. Co-publishing a book has to be an incredible challenge. And I want to extend my appreciation to you, David, but also extend my congratulations to the entire Piper family. And I was thinking about it, and I think not only is the publishing of this book a national championship in my mind, don't you think they're all letter winners? So if we could have the Piper family come forward, we have a letter for them. You might have to walk up on stage. For the Piper family. And before passing the torch, as they say, to Coach Hatem, I wanted to read a reflection that describes Coach Piper to me. And I believe David and I had this interaction earlier, and it's entitled A True North. Our ships are tossed across the night, our compass cracked for wrong or right. True north is there or over here. Confusion rules, our sea is fear. Then suddenly a beacon bright is shining through this storming night. It's pure and straight to his true course. The coach is seen, he is true north. That was Coach Piper, and that is Coach Piper. So as we move to our future, our present and our future, I'd like to call Coach Hatem to the stand because he has a big job and he's fulfilling it well. And he will have in his office the single wing and a prayer, a forward pass to the future of Big Red football.